Colleges today may not seem that different from a few years ago, with students hunched over their laptops. But if you look closer at their screens, they're using new tools in their education, AI. Tools like ChatGPT can analyze texts, explain difficult concepts, and even draft entire essays in seconds. We visited National Taipei University to see how students and professors are using the technology.
因为它可能很长，然后我会请他帮我就是详细整理一下这篇文章它的内容这样子。我觉得主要是它的整理功能很强大，对我觉得帮助蛮多的。人有时候思考没有这么，我就没有这么快。还有跟他对谈的时候，跟他沟通一下说心得或者是一个 memo 之类的。我写完后，我会把我写完的东西再丢给他。我请他跟他讲说，我写的东西脉络是不对的这样子。对对对。
One study found that 7 out of 10 ninth graders in Taiwan already use AI. In local universities, students say it's become a part of their daily learning. But they also know it doesn't always get things right.
主要比较担心是他的资讯错误，然后也许我也很怕我可能没有办法发现，因为就是他给我有可能有些可以发现，我相信有一些可能是我漏掉，所以我也怕我会被他有点带走、误导这样子。
Students like Casper remind themselves not to rely on AI, even while they're using it almost every day.
What used to be a solo assignment is now often shared with AI. But educators say the real question isn't whether students use AI, it's if they're still building the critical thinking skills that education is meant to teach.
Professors are still considering where to draw the line between when AI is a learning tool and when it becomes the real author.
It's a really gray area in terms of when is it still fully student writing and when is it AI generated. And I sometimes think about if you write an essay, you also talk about the essay with your friends or family, right? So what if you talk to your mom and your mom gives you a really good idea and you put that in your essay? Is it then your essay or your mom's essay? And I think somehow with AI it's also can be quite similar, that you can ask AI to generate ideas for you, and if you then take one of these ideas and develop them into an essay, is that really your essay or is it the AI essay?
They say AI can also skip over the learning process. Instead of working through problems step by step, students can generate answers in seconds. Educators say this can create confidence without real understanding.
I think there's a tendency to jump directly to synthesized conclusion because it's easy, and I think it's relatively easier to repeat those packaged thoughts. They're still able to deliver some very structured result and very structured arguments that I don't think directly reflects how they understand the content. Yeah.
So how much can AI help or hurt? Professors say AI doesn't affect every student equally. Stronger students tend to challenge what AI tells them. They use it to expand their thinking, while others are more likely to rely on AI to do the work for them.
I learned a lot from some of my better students of how AI can be used. For instance, I never realized that you can combine textual learning with words with visual aids. But with weaker students, on the other hand, I think AI is being used more passively. I think they're summarizing, answering questions, producing assignments, but I don't think AI doesn't extend the way how they are learned. There's just a substitute of it.
Educators also warn that AI could deepen classroom inequalities. Without equal access and guidance, the technology could widen the gap between those who know how to use it effectively and those who don't. But they say the answer isn't banning AI. It's giving students a reason to work through problems on their own.
That means that we need to give better motivations to students for why they should not use these shortcuts. So why they should think through issues themselves, and why they should try to verify all the information that they get, and why they should think about what kind of information do I have, how do I interpret it, rather than leave that to an AI.
The Education Ministry already provides AI guidelines for kindergarten through high school. But universities are largely setting their own rules as they adapt.
I think the question for university is no longer just to teach knowledge, but to cultivate the human capabilities that remain valuable when knowledge is abundant. I think the most important question is not whether universities are integrating AI into education. Most universities are doing this in one way or another. The more important question is whether universities are ready to rethink their curriculum design, teaching method, and assessment practice in response to AI.
As AI becomes part of everyday learning, educators say universities will have to rethink more than just policy. They say the future of higher education depends on helping students develop skills that AI can't replace. Yuan, Duan, Klein, Wang, and Lily LaMattina for TaiwanPlus.